lovelies. I'm just going to see if I can share this. Dun, dun, dun. All right, well, I'm using something I don't know if I can share because I wasn't on top of my game today, involving getting my Be Live going. So, hello everyone that happens to be able to see this. And I just want to welcome you to Sarah's cozy, snuggly as the Inviisbles today. Here we are in the last day in this beautiful space. I should give you a little check it out. It's been raining, so there's this, you can tell lots. The rain and the storm is flooding in. Dun, dun, dun. Yay, hello, Yola. So I don't know when people are going to find this because I was a little off my game today and forgot to set things up beforehand, but here we go. So let's just make yourself comfortable. Hello, everyone popping on. If anyone wants to share this for me, you're welcome to because I don't know how to share it. All right, so let's just get cozy. I've got a cold today, so I might be sniffling. And I'm just going to use these bells to bring us into presence, and then we can get into some questions. So here we go. All right, and so something that I was curious about doing this time around is to start off, instead of going in with my own question, kind of start off with a generic teaching from the Inviisbles, and then it's like teaching for the day and teaching for those that find this video. And then from there, we can get to the questions. So if anyone's, let's see if anyone's curious, trying to find me. All right, so here we go. Let's see what they have to share today. There are reasons that the earth turns. There are reasons why we must understand that there is this innate nature in us, in you as humans, to turn, to move, to change your location and your perspective with the life around you. To get the perspective of night, to get the perspective of dawn, of day, of sunset. That this is deeply and inquisitely a part of humans' identity, is having the world around them reflect the differences and the qualities that we can experience in this life. So the teaching we have to start this out is what in your life represents the momentum of something changing. It could be the relationships you have. It could be time as you grow older. And then in this momentum, if you can explore a theme of your life that changes, perhaps you could explore, is there a cycle in this changing? And this is a question you can bring up for yourself, is if you are in a place of challenge in your life right after the bliss. Perhaps the bliss of sunset into the challenge of nighttime. What are times in your life that you've experienced something similar? Okay. And then you can start tracking what are the cycles in your own expression, your own experience, with how you navigate your own internal world and your outer world. Because there are cycles. There are cycles in relationships. There's cycles in thought patterns. There's cycles in desires. There's cycles in the amount of energy you have to exert and the amount of energy you have to hold it within you. So where in your own cycle are you? And how can you honor this beautiful rotation that you have with your own internal sun, your relationships, your own source? Thank you. All right. So how this works is people are welcome to ask a question to the Inviisbles. And I actually had a question sent, even though I don't know if people are actually finding. Let's see if I can open this up on a different page. And if you have a question that you'd like to send me, please do. Otherwise, it might be a short one because I kind of botched inviting people. All right. So the question I have, my first question queued up, was in relation to Germany. How do I find this? All right. So the question that I have goes like, goes like this. I would like to ask the Inviisbles a question. I would like to ask the Inviisbles a question, but I have difficulties with Wi-Fi, so I thought it would be a good question in case the connection doesn't work. So here is my question. Based on the different energetic qualities that I experienced in Salzburg and now feel here in Germany, I am curious if the Inviisbles could tell me anything about the energy in Germany, especially concerning energetics that have negative influence on the people's well-being and cause depression, maybe a cultural heritage or a difficult energetic spot on the planet. I just realized a lot of heavy and pessimistic emotions and thought patterns in many people here. Something that disables many people from accessing their aliveness and creating the life they want. Thank you, Sarah. All right, so that's an interesting question. So this would be kind of even like a planetary question. Is there any guidance or observations around the energy in Germany or the residual energy specifically around where this person is? And if there's any insight even into how different energies on the planet or different places on the planet attract certain emotions or pull certain emotions or perspectives of life out of different people. I believe that that's true, and that the different locations hold in their own way their vibrational resonance, which can change or which can be at a disadvantage because of undealt with experiences and energetic residue from trauma, from situations. My nose is so stuffy. So let's see what they have to say about that. And hello everyone popping on. I'm glad a few of you could find me. I must be feeling very inward. Alright, so here we go. there is a different energy within you as well, because the land itself speaks to your body. It speaks to your bones in a different way. Whereas when going to new places, it can be easy to also tap into more of the luminous, the qualities that are on the surface of the landmass. But as you go deeper, as you surrender into what are the hidden agendas, energetic agendas of a place you're in, because there is that, right? There's an actual blueprint that each place on this planet holds for the planet itself. Almost as though there's like a signature or an identity that landmass is, that identity of that landmass. Just as though each little place on the planet in some way is its own character. It has its own personality, right? Because there's many different facets of this beautiful world. So what is the personality of the land in Germany where you're at? Well, some of the personality we see is that there's an agenda at hand, and that agenda is to be able to focus. But underneath the agenda, there may be a belief that one can be distracted by focusing too much on aspects of more esoteric or not quite classified as, oh, sorry, they're popping out. My brain's a little, hello everyone popping on, by the way. Oh, we've got Beth and Donald. You gotta work with me today because my brain's very stuffed from my cold. So we're just talking about Germany here. Right. The last thing that we'll say is that in Germany, where you're at, it's important to learn that if there's an identity that you wish to bring forth into your life, that you wish to bring to the community, you can also go into a deeper aspect of the land itself. So perhaps the surface energy where you're at might have this pessimism, this uncertainty, this air about it. But if you go deeper and connect in and ask and pray with the land itself to support you in the ancient soil beneath it, that holds different codes, right? That hasn't necessarily experienced the same level of trauma or displacement or social, emotional dissociation. What does that land hold? And how can you source and ground from that deeper ancient soil? And in some ways, be the taproot for that energy to come to the surface. So that's a meditation we have for you to explore. Thank you. Hello, everyone. So let's move on. And lovely, I can't see you, Beth, but I'm sure if I could, it'd be lovely to see you too. All right, so the question that I have is, feels like so much is happening. This is from Viola. So much is happening, same time on every level. It's quite overwhelming. Can the Inviisbles give a suggestion to stay steady and still show up for all? Juggling I with time feel, sorry, there's a spelling typo. Juggling with time feel I race to be there for me and for all who asking and wanting to water the seeds that I've planted, and they are popping. For example, am I ready to give up my nest to allow a new one to rise? All right, let's see what they have to say about that. There's something to be said about a nest, and there's something to be said about foundation that may appear as something put together like a nest. Pieces from here, from there, coming together to create a structure to support new life, to feel safe. But there's also something to be said about creating a foundation and building off of the nest, turning those pieces that have become the nest into the structure to build something that's more suitable for you. And so in this journey of finding a life that is suitable for the growth you're in, it's important to listen to your surroundings and see, is there something that can change and shift in the place that you're at to accommodate or reflect the growth that you're in? Okay, so whether it's changing around your environment, changing around, oh, they're kind of popping out. So the image I have that they're kind of showing me is that, is there ways of playing with the idea of growing into your space by actually like moving around things in your home? And even though a nest can be as simple as your home and what that holds for you, it can also be, what are qualities in your life that represent that comfort? So what are those relationships that represent that comfort that can hold you together? And how can you shift around different relationships or create space for more relationships to come forth that are akin to the needs that are coming forth for you? So something that they are showing me is really exploring going into your nest, going into the space you have, and looking around, and if there's things in your space that don't really reflect the growth and this expansion you need, then how can you shift that up? So playing with the physical objects in your home, playing with the orientation of things, and then as you start developing that in your own home and realizing there isn't necessarily the same kind of stuckness in that environment, then you can see, can what you already have in place, so the relationships and your home, can they be the foundation for what you need to grow into? Yeah. So playing with the physical place first before making drastic changes and seeing if this nest really is the building blocks for a foundation for something bigger. But that bigger expansion may need to come through, creating spaciousness in the community, in the friend networks. Because sometimes what I found is that the expansion that is being sought might actually come through interactions and not necessarily at first come through just needing a different space, but that space comes as a reflection of your expansion actually grounding into the physical plane, when that need and that internal world is met with the outer world. So that's a little bit of that. And let's see. I hope that's helpful, my dear. I just hope I'm making sense. My brain's a little congested. Let's see if we have any more questions. It might just be a short Ask the Inviisbles today, which I'm okay with because my nose is so stuffed. But I'm also totally fine if somebody does have a question. Let's see if there's any private messages. don't see any private messages, so maybe I'll do a quick little rainy day song. I can show you now. There's a few more people. You can see this amazing rainy. I don't know if you can see the window, but it's pretty stormy. I'm right by the ocean, and so the ocean is just, the waves are huge and the boats are swaying. So here's a little closing song. Oh, is this a question? Oh, Beth says, I'll be there to visit my lovelies for Easter. Hope to see you then. Oh, I'd love that, Beth. Maybe you can come by on a Wednesday. Because even though this is my last day of this office space, I'm going to be moving to the next office space where I do my buy donation Wednesdays. All right, so I'm going to sing a little song to you all, and then I'm going to say adieu. All right. A rain, she holds the power of her waves, of her will. The ocean, he holds the power of its choice, to be one and steady and still, to be fluid, to be strong, to be holding the sky, reflecting the clouds to themselves. The ocean holds herself like a palette to the stars, that reflecting their beauty upon her waves, Getting a little ocean song for you guys, and may you find the parts of you that are like that ocean, that are holding and being that beautiful reflection mirror to the stars and the clouds. Maybe witness themselves. So thank you all for popping on. I'm going to go drink tea and maybe cancel my next appointment because I really need to go sleep. All right. Aloha, you guys. So glad you could find me today.